Alrighty, I know it's not the best quality, but let's have this conversation. So recently, I got back into crypto stocks and whatnot. As you can see, like from my last video, I was in it like late 2023 and whatnot, and I sold the bag. By now, I would have been up like crazy, like crazy returns, but I wasn't that educated. I was going through a lot of things. I got my first crib and whatnot. It's about like a couple years later. So I'm about 3 months into like just cutting everybody off, just understanding what's really going on, like perfecting my techniques and whatnot. And basically just been just doing a lot of research and whatnot, and really trying to make my mark and try to, how do I say, basically I'm trying to just really prove to myself that I could really do better than a lot of people. Okay, so basically what I've been looking at is like CLF, Amazon, Tesla, uh Amazon, yeah. But CLF is kind of looking overbought, but like with the news right now, it's looking like it can go up a lot. I Tesla is very, very uncertain, and like along with the robo taxis coming up, if they bust, we might be fucked. Like that whole stock is you're not going nowhere. So I'm kind of iffy or whatnot on what I want to do with that, but we'll see. So I should have bought that dip. I'm sitting here like I had got off my computer, and this is the one day I didn't spend all day trading, and I was just so angry. Like I missed the dip, I missed the Tesla dip, the Hims dip, and I'm like, fuck. Now they're up 10-20%. I missed the Archer dip. Like I'm looking like, why the fuck is Archer down 15-20%? And then all of a sudden, boom, we go to the fucking moon. So that is what it is, bro. So did I any other ones? Oh, Apply Digital, another one. I'm like, fuck, yo, this shit is growing like a lot. Like it's always in headlines and whatnot. And I'm like, damn, I really need to get on this. But I just watched it, and how you feel like something is just gonna be overbought to a certain extent. So you're like, okay, I don't want to just fall off the cliff and buy high and just just lose a lot of money. However, it just keeps coming back. But I feel like we're at a certain point where I can see it going to $15 to $20, but it's gonna take a lot of news, and I wonder if it's really overvalued because I seen they were like 130. Oh, let me show you guys. Yeah, because I gotta show the DD. You can't just be over here talking. I'm pretty sure they were opening like a facility or whatnot with CoreWeave. And yeah, so looking at that, that'd be very lucrative and be receiving a lot of money. And I'm also, that has me thinking about this cash flow and whatnot. Like how much cash flow do these guys really have? And I think because of like those partnerships, like they're all kind of moving together in sync. So yeah, but however, CoreWeave kind of iffy on it. I don't know. Like I've been doing a lot of research into it, but like I'm, I feel like there's a lot of hype, and you kind of don't want to be caught in the hype because when the hype dies down, you get cut. So don't bleed with the hype. I'm kind of interested in Oracle for earnings and whatnot. I think the S&P might go to 600. I think that this might be a good week for AI tech and whatnot. But we might taco trade. You never know. We taco trade, you're fucked. Like I can't deal with it. I can't do any more bleeding right now. But like now I got a couple calls on Apple. Let me show you guys. So we're expecting like 5 to 10% increase, but due to like AI and whatnot and the new presentations for the iOS 26. So I'm very excited about that, and I do like, let's not be like have high expectations, because you don't want to never have high expectations. You want to be very precise with that. You want to know which strike price, especially with options. Options is a whole different game. Like I have a love-hate relationship with options because it's like kind of like basically you can like make a lot of money or you can fall off the cliffs. But I believe in like options if you really like double down, understand them, and not just be like a Wall Street degenerate, you know, you'll be alright. You'll be alright. So do not be one of those guys, and actually like do your DD and whatnot. Price on the move, see what's going on, see how much the market pricing, and you also want to get in before like the implied volatility rises because you're just paying more just for the implied move. Why would you do that? You want to get in a little early. So I kind of saw that news. But I don't. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Kind of scary. Kind of scary. I'm kind of seeing that biotech is coming back, and I'm very, very interested in that. I got to do a lot of DD into that. A lot of these things that I wanted to get into are kind of like I missed a dip. And one thing I learned, like in my trading journey, is if you kind of you want to buy the dip during this time, and if you miss the dip, you don't really want to like chase it. Like you don't want to chase it. Like if it's up like 20, 20, 30%, you don't want to chase that. The cliff is forming. Bye. You're gonna die. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It's a lot of upcoming things this week, but I gotta see if any small cap stocks. I'm looking at small cap stocks, micro cap stocks, and see if any of those. I'm gonna create a list of those, and kind of put in money, and that's one thing that you can really like turn your leaps or your goals into like a lot of money. You gotta see like what's the how far it's been moving. Also, yeah, I wanna see very big reversals, like on those small tech names, like if they've been down, and that's what I'm gonna do a lot of research into. Right now my account is at $200. Wait, probably less than that. Oh yeah. So we're at less than $200. Um, 10 to 15% move is crazy, but can I turn this camera on? Oh no. Well, do have to do it. So we're looking at 6.99. Probably gonna be a little bit messy for you guys. 6.99. But if we're looking at the price around let's say the 9th, 12th, we can look at like $557. If it goes to 228 strike price, which is very unlikely. Now let's be realistic. Apple's at 210, and my call is at 235. I should have been a lot more precise with the strike price. I could have probably did like 220, and those things would have been in the money with time, and they would have been looking beautiful. But that matters if I see like a continuation of Apple with the continued hype that it gets, and see if it rises. Because my calls, like, they expire at the end of the month, so we'll see. But that's kind of my strategy right now because I've got a really small account. I could scalp, like $100, $200, like you see those calls, but I kind of want to see like a week or 2 week action. I want to take a step back and kind of, hone my skills a little bit. I want to be able to I didn't turn $20 to 120, 6x, but like a couple times, but I want to see how well I can do with like a 10x, 20x. I got to get better with my strike prices, with my implied moves, and and kind of getting better with that. And I feel like that will really, really help me make more money because we all want to be profitable traders. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm down $500 in the hole. But I've been making money, taking money out, But we'll see. What's going on, whatnot. Let's see what else I'm looking at. Kind of excited for Arrow, for the Arrow IPL too. So we'll see about that. Now one thing, let's say for this week, I'm not kind of trying to like talk about too many things in one video, but I need to add to my winners, and I need to start hedging my position. Like Apple went down like a little bit, I might buy more calls, but sadly the applied volatility might go up and those options might be a lot more expensive. But like I believe like when I was watching Deep Value and whatnot, and seeing what's going on, do my research. Like, you have to fucking double down. If you believe and the fundamentals are good and you can get it cheaper, get it cheaper. You get more. You know, which is a bigger reward because you know what you're doing. You have an implied move. So you know, even if you're bleeding. Do not get emotional. Double down. Buy more. And that's what makes a lot of people, you know, different. Those are what separate winners from losers. It's whether or not you can take that pain, you know. And I also noticed that I focus on too many charts open, so I'm gonna be focusing on about one or two charts. So, you know, yeah, that'll help a lot. And I need to focus on like going from the 1 hour to 50 minutes to 1 minute for my entries and whatnot. And I'm also gonna be doing like a full crash course for myself on SMT and ICT because you know for value gaps and whatnot, order blocks and all those different things, power of three, all those different concepts. I feel like if I can, you know, apply that to like my options, you know, options I kind of learned is like, you know, just movement, you know, and apply the volatility, how much things are gonna move, you know, strike prices and whatnot. But however, if you can add your ICT and you know, like very like you know, like good concepts to your trading, I feel like you know you can do a lot better and whatnot. So we'll see. And I kind of need to get better with my filming. You know, I might get on OBS or whatever. You know, but you know, I'm just ready to get back in. Um, I also noticed that like over the weekend, look, 7%. Man, this has been happening over a while since I've been trading about 3 months. I've been noticing patterns. Like every once in a while, like say like right now, there's a big move. It's at the end of the day, boom, everything's up 7%, 8%, and it's holding. You know, it's holding like these levels of support. After hours, the shit will go to like 15, 20%. I seen with Archer, there's a few different names, you know, Palantir, all these different things, and I'm like, fuck. And you know, even though I don't really like quantum is going like, you know, I kind of feel iffy about quantum because at the end of the day, like you know, I listen to Martin Shkreli and you know, I kind of, you know, his views were valid. You know, his views were very valid. You know, like everything he said, like it made a lot of sense and whatnot. I don't really see like 30, 30 years, the hype will be gone by then. So you know, you'll be absolutely fucked. But however, like the hype, like for right now, up 10, 20%, I will partake. I will partake. So yeah, especially like I gotta get in. I gotta make sure to capitalize on those dips and those swings over into the weekend. Cause boom, here we go. So if we don't taco trade on Monday, we will be straight. Definitely straight. Kind of looking at S Bucks. You know, a lot of these things I want to get into my own. Like I want to find a dip. Like you know, I want to find a dip, establish a good position, and then wait. You know, kind of like set a call for like a month out and see good results. Good results. Lululemon disappointing. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I do a lot of you know very lot of research. I want to get in the frame. Rocket Labs looking good. Lemonade. I have a stock. Like I only put like a couple dollars on it, but I'm noticing over the course of time like it has good returns. It's up like 30, 40%, and like over time it's like it's increasing. But however, the calls. I should have put a month out call, and I would have been like you know up 30%. You know, well 300. Like, you know how powerful calls are. But yeah, I missed out on that. Stupid. But you know you learn from your mistakes, you know, and you do better next time. You do better next time. And I don't know, depending on how Tesla goes, you know, might see some of those companies right there. Uh, QLYS, Livewire, AGM, Mark Trip, LSD, SWK, Lunar, all these different things, you know, gotta do a lot more research. And mainly, I've been feeling like AI, minerals, aviation, biotech, just all those things like are really getting pumped. But you know, pump and dump as they say. Chewy. Oh yeah, I found like some article. You know, I like to do a lot of research and whatnot. And I should have got into Chewy earnings, but I'm honestly iffy, because there's a lot of, it be earnings, like, pretty sure, like, revenue earnings were, like, good for, like, the past 3 years. However, is it going to be there this time? Maybe. But you got to remember, the market is different. As you can see, like, what I've been noticing, like, if it'll go down, like, even if you be earnings, if you're not blowing us out of the water, and you're like, fuck, like, damn, like, this is the company I want to be with, the market's pushing you down. Like, you're not supposed to be there. Dollar General was, like I said, people didn't believe in it. Like, Dollar General puts. However, I have Dollar General right next to my house, so I'm like, okay, Dollar General's profitable. Like, I see them, they're resilient. And as you can see, my house is going there. Regular people going there, like, oh shit, it's cheaper. I don't want to spend my money in Walmart. Walmart, better management. Because, like, I see that they're trying to, minimize losses, but they're kind of just doing it in a bad way. So, that's why I could see why people were going there. You would say Rare Earth. I seen like a couple days. I'm scrolling down screeners and whatnot. Robinhood. I'm like, okay, 200%. What do they do? Minerals and whatnot. Okay, boom, jump. Yeah. Oh, boosting that. Dumbass ain't get in. So one thing I'm learning is when you see it, jump in it. Jump all the way in it. DraftKings, I'm gonna be putting on a lot of puts for these things, because if I didn't jump in it, I'm definitely gonna short it when I see that move. Like, okay, you certain right here, but because I'm like fuck, I missed out. I gotta start looking at Nebius and whatnot, do some research, but yeah, and nuclear energy and whatnot, different bubbles. Yo, bro, that Thames recovery got me tight. Cause look, I had bought a call for it, and this is one thing I had to do: stop selling my calls and puts like my before my time frame. See, like, that was a hard thing. What happened with Apple? I probably would have took like a 2 to 3% gain, and it's like, why would you do that if like, if you wait for that week or two, you can go like the money that you were looking for, that implied move. So, I had to stop like taking early moves. Like Tim's was down 15-20%. I caught the exact dip. I'm like, the 2-3 days bleeding. Fuck it. I sold. No, a week later that shit jumped up. I'm like, Nancy Pelosi, all these different, and it's AI. Like, I'm looking at what they do. I think, okay, I see growth in that. Boom. You know what they probably did? Double down on their positions. And as soon as it was cheaper, and gotta think better. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of like a hype game. Well, like Tuggy said, just musical chairs. And basically, hype, good and whatnot, and fundamentals. You're not doing technical analysis, you gotta be careful. So definitely be careful. When there's no news, there's nothing going on. Technical analysis is king. Yes. And I gotta really get better with my volume profiles and my strike prices that I mentioned. India looking good, all these different news and whatnot, Oklahoma, like, damn. But let's end this video. Let's not make this video too long. I know I talked about a lot of different topics in this video at once, but I know you'll find like some type of knowledge in here that you can use and whatnot from my mistakes, from my growth. Also, like, 2023 was the year to get in. There's gonna be another time, and this time be ready. Time to panic, uncertainty. That's when you buy. And the thing is, have the capital. But I always have some money over there set aside to do this. And that's why I know you should always have some capital to the side, for leaps and whatnot. Small activities. Do not just sit there and just use everything. It's one thing I'm learning. Anything else? I do feel like Google go up to. But as you can see, like, over time, like, things just slowly start to change. You see how all my stocks change over like days and weeks. Different things will be popping, over the week. Like, like, right now we're looking at Win. Oh my God, Win was a monster. I should have got open on that. It was a couple things. Like, I was looking at SMCI monster. do things at certain times, you're just sitting there like, fuck. New wave energy looking beautiful. LS State looking wonderful. Spaghetti, beautiful putts. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to my Australia. If you were in that, you've been good. But I kind of sat on that. But you're in it to win it. When you hear it, when you hear the news, always be ready, but don't be too early. Timing is very correct. However, people say that you can't time the stock market. You gotta kind of like get a feel, give yourself time, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't give themselves time. That's what they end up. But we'll see. Palantir, Tesla, SFCs, SPX, if it's not going down, really, so I don't really see that we gotta be alarmed right now. But then again, we're still waiting for the big drop that everyone keeps talking about for the next 2 or 3 months. They're saying like, they've been calling this shit for a minute. Like, when is it gonna fucking happen? I got my puts ready. Got my puts fucking ready. Bros, Carnival, a couple things to do, tickers to sit there and play with, Hood to the moon. Honestly, I'm very bullish on Hood because, like, I traded a lot on Hood, but, I was disappointed because when I first started trading, like, around this time, like, let's say I was like a weekend, bro, I bought Weeble. Blessing and mistake because, it went up a lot. It went up a hell of a lot. That was very good for me, but it was what it was. It was what it was. It is what it is. So we'll see. But yeah, I gotta get better with my support resistance. But setting like my lines and whatnot, see what's going on, and basically, because options is a whole different ballgame. It's not just like trading. You gotta be a little bit more, fine tuned. You gotta be ready for like a lot more factors and whatnot. I love it. I love the money, so I'm ready to win. Let's see where we're at. I remember. Look at these strike prices. Right, it was like 114. Like, bro, like 3 months. Like, I'm like, because I didn't understand like key concept. Like, oh, times of panic, people going on hype. Buy. People were kind of looking shaky. With your like short puts and your your leads and whatnot. Google 160.5. Lucid, like, low, 271, Baba, 126, Hood, $61. Like, come on, bro, what are you doing? Like, Anchor, fuck dollar, what's $92 bro, and I was on my fucking radio, right on your radar, bro, get in it, bro, get yourself a lead, but you gotta be very careful, and, okay. Got 4 hours, gap fills, make sure you use your Greek shit, delta, gamma, theta. Just make sure you guys keep on shit. See you guys later. Order flow, all these different things. My thing, however, yeah, I pretty much look, guys. Focus on one lap, leave some swings, maybe bearish, scalp on big moves, like news hype. Yeah. And I also noticed a big thing about rotation, when stocks are in, when stocks are out. And yeah, I'll probably compile like this video into like a lot more smaller like concepts and whatnot, and like so that you guys can like learn each one individually with me. But yeah, if you want to win, then you stick through this video. I see you. You basically just learned all my knowledge in 3 months of winning and losses. And oh yeah, I forgot about Weibo. Hey, went up 20%. Amazing. Woohoo! Dump. Going to dump. A little bit too happy. Don't be that guy. Okay. So don't trade emotionally, bro. Like, don't get scared to the charge. Don't enjoy your life. Do your fucking research. And do good for yourself.